For the first time in our civilization, we are sportsless. It's safe to say we'll never take them for granted again. Even in times of great peril, like when the entire world tried to kill each other, sports went uninterrupted. We adapted, like when the Eagles and Steelers combined their non-enlisted rosters to become the Steagles. And Tom Hanks did the impossible and made an athlete out of Rosie O'Donnell. But if there's anything good to say about us fans in our beloved sports leagues, is that we are resilient. How are we going to make it through this? What sports are there to keep us entertained, to take our mind off a world in bad health, and to satisfy our need of seeing one team beat the ever-living crap out of another team? Who's ready for some sports facts and bad jokes? Because the answers are coming up right after this. Where can we watch live sports? Basketball, baseball, hockey, football, shit, even curling is all gone. Sports in the traditional sense have left us for now, but we have to make do with what we have, and sports lovers are ever so resourceful. Believe it or not, there are some live sports going on, just a little different than we're used to. One league going on is the KBO, aka the South Korean Baseball League. Since their nation was smart enough to stay the f home and not throw corona parties at the beach, they are able to at least have actual live games, albeit with no spectators. The Lot Giants have been streaming their exhibition games on their YouTube channel, and they have been a surreal oasis for baseball lovers who need their fix. Unfortunately, the time difference broadcasts the games at midnight or 1 a.m., which I mean, time means nothing now, and they are still just exhibition games in front of empty stadiums, but nonetheless, they are live sports where you don't know the outcome. Also, you better sharpen up your Korean if you want to follow the commentary. Annyeonghaseyo, bitches. In Russia, since in their country, coronavirus contracts them, the KHL had tried to keep things going, except now they have suspended play until April 11th. If you knew your way around Reddit and could sleep at night with illegal streaming, you could figure out where to watch. Also, if you can sleep at night at all, I'm impressed. Lastly, I think there is live sports going on in Australia. It's like rugby or football. Maybe Albert Miller should fill us in on that. Simulation leagues. Starting on April 11, 16 NBA players will participate in an NBA 2K tournament on ESPN. Players will be seeded 1 through 16 based on their overall rating in the game. Kevin Durant with a 96 is first, while Derrick Jones Jr., a mere 78, is a 16 seed. That hurts. The winner gets $100K to donate to a coronavirus-related organization. This is a great idea, conceptually, and it should be awesome until Harrison Barnes' Wi-Fi goes out or DeMarcus Cousins explains why he doesn't care what words you're not supposed to say on ESPN.
Don't ever mention my brother again. You don't know my brother.
But it's competition, and that's what we need to fuel us in our hour of need. Just to make this idea better, I think there should be an NBA bracket and a civilian bracket, and if the civilian beats the winner, he gets to take his spot in the NBA. Fair is fair. My money is on Troydan, by the way. Similarly, FIFA and 2K leagues are still going strong, and while perhaps the appeal is gone knowing you can play one of those games while you could never in a million years actually dunk over an NBA player, you can subdue yourself with the knowledge that you'll never make money as undeservedly as a pro gamer. We can also just let the computer run the games. This works especially well for the MLB season, which feels like a simulation at times anyway, based on the data provided to us ahead of time by guys like Foolish Baseball scraping Mike Trout's BB reference page for nuggets of data that show you how much better he is at everything baseball. Plenty of fan sites are using MLB The Show to simulate their team's game every day, tracking the results pitch by pitch as if they were watching it on TV and not by the dim light of their PlayStation. These brave souls are generally unencumbered by wives and girlfriends, free to create an alternate reality for the rest of us, craving the sound of a bat hitting a ball and the drone of analysts explaining the importance of launch angle. The networks have gotten smart. In fact, NBC Sports aired live simulated Wizards and Capitals games right on TV, with real announcers commenting on the fake action. Still much better than a robotic Doc Emmerich saying, "And a young lady from Shawinigan got that one," 6 times a game. Let's not forget the last, almost real fake reality. iRacing. iRacing has partnered with Fox to put on full races complete with pros and veteran sim drivers to turn left around a virtual oval right on your TV as if it were real. Damn, it looks pretty real. Indy also aired a simulated race with a mix of pros and sim racers. My buddy and fellow YouTuber David Land got to participate. He lasted 1 lap. Womp womp. More sports alternatives? If you're not into seeing your favorite athletes pixelated, you can just as easily delve into the past by taking a trip down memory lane, the slow lane of the information superhighway we call the internet. Many heroes and even respected leagues have uploaded a robust inventory of full and condensed versions of old games on YouTube. One of the great joys of the full bootleg broadcast is getting to see old commercials. There's nothing like seeing Jerry Seinfeld simping for American Express, children lusting after Sunny D, and speaking of orange juice, O.J. Simpson lending his good name to the trusted Hertz Rent-A-Car brand. Such a stark contrast to nowadays when he's convinced that Carol Baskin killed her husband.
There's not a shred of doubt in my mind that lady's husband is Tiger Shushimi right now.
Channels like ESPN and NBC Sports have been showing old games, but instead of showing classic games that we all remember, they should be airing random games. Take any sport, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or baseball, take any season and show a game that no one outside of the team's hardcore fans would remember. Don't reveal the score ahead of time, just play it as if it's happening live. The game doesn't even have to be a classic, it can be a blowout, or it can be a game that goes into triple overtime. It's basically sports roulette. Sure, you could Google the result if you were savvy enough to figure out the date based on how lucid Harry Carey was, but what's the fun in that? Where can you get that gambling fix? Unfortunately for you degenerates like me, the sportsbooks and their websites are eerily empty right now. The one thing you can bet on, however, is esports. Some online books are currently taking bets for Counter-Strike, StarCraft, World of Tanks, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, and Smite. Obviously, we don't feel as confident betting on something we're unfamiliar with as opposed to one of the major sports. But it's also a good bet that if you don't make some money on the side, your wife is going to leave you. But where is she going to go? On MyBookie, you can bet on NBA, 2K, Madden, FIFA, and up until recently, games that were still going on in Mother Russia. I don't know what dark corner of the web you'll have to go down to find the Belarusian Premier League or Liga Pro Short Hockey, but I guarantee that it will give your computer a virus. And at this point, the only kind of virus I would prefer. And if you really want to get dark, you can bet on the future of our country and potentially our lives. You can bet on such wonderful props like, will the US presidential election even happen? I'm taking yes plus 500. Elizabeth Warren is plus 1200 to become the Democratic vice presidential nominee. I guess the Chiefs win again. How about we just argue about sports then? Part of the fun, of course, is the debate surrounding sports. It's like sports, except there's no clearly defined winner or loser. Well, actually, it ends with 2 losers on the internet. There will always be something to argue about. That's the best part about sports shows and sports Twitter, the hellhole that it is. You can turn just about anything into a debate. On Twitter, you'll find subsubjects like the best NFL defense of all time, where 19-year-olds will explain to you why the 2000 Ravens were better than the 1985 Bears. A 15-year-old who just started watching football in 2014 will tell you why John Elway isn't even a top 20 quarterback of all time, and then why your mom spent the night at his house last night, and he's still more informed than Skip Bayless. Speaking of plowing moms, there's always porn. There is always porn. Pornhub has likely saved thousands of lives by making premium free during quarantine, filling the hole in the market left by the utter uselessness of apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. I think this is where betting should make its way back as a quarantine pastime. How long will Johnny Sins last? Where will he finish? And the most pressing question, what occupation has he assumed this time? Hey, why not go outside? And sure, if you manage to complete Pornhub, as I'm sure many of you will like getting every single achievement in Red Dead Redemption, there's plenty of stuff to do outside by yourself. And please keep the porn inside, and keep it inside your pants while you're outside. But remind yourself that there are such solo activities that don't require an OnlyFans subscription, like jogging, push-ups, shooting hoops, riding your bike, and walking the dog. There's no reason not to come out of this with the physique of Mr. Sin, save for one appendage. You have a golden opportunity to perfect that jump hook, learn how to throw the perfect spiral, pick up that dusty guitar, rob a bank, build a table, learn French, build a bookshelf, sign up with any of my fine sponsors, teach yourself calculus, split the atom, divide by zero, figure out who killed JFK, etc. We'll all have to accept one difficult truth. There will be no filling the void left by sports. But we don't have to lament this fact and spend the in-between sobbing into our pillows and drawing plays on the wall like cavemen after a big hunt. I know that's what Brent Coleman is doing though. We have options. This isn't the Stone Age. If you ever feel yourself longing for sports, imagine how bad it would be if you were quarantined in the year 1975, having to flip through pages of an old Sports Illustrated, much like how your fathers hid a Sears catalog in their mattresses, blissfully unaware that their children will have more BBW videos than they could watch in 10 different lifetimes. It's all a matter of perspective. God damn, I miss sports. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe learned a thing or two, and of course cringed hard at my humor, but that's what we're all about here, so subscribe for more sports facts and bad jokes. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to my next video.